That's set up. Hello, neighbors. It is Mrs. Human with Mr. Human, Havenborn, and Psykotaku here today to start our Let's Play. So get Havenborn's avatar all set up. There we are.
Hello there, everyone.
Hello.
Pleasure to see you all.
So this will be our first episode of this campaign. We've all role played with each other Except I don't think Havenborn and Mr. Human have actually roleplayed together ever. But that's beside the point. So we have a good
Just
feeling.
in just in Helldivers.
That's true. And Helldivers is the world's biggest LARP. Let's not play.
It really is.
So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and dive in, I suppose.
Sounds good.
So we start in the kingdom of Meralta. As autumn winds begin to blow and the harvest season is well underway, a pall of fear has fallen over the county prefecture of Tenderrock. The county farmlands have found a fungal plague devouring much of their crops, forcing all hands into a frenzied harvest to save what little they can for the harsh winter ahead. The marrow and coquettes within the eastern swamps have become even more agitated and aggressive than normal, with the marrow outright attacking and the coquettes being more territorially defensive than usual. Tales of shared nightmares of Queen of Rotted Wood demanding the rot to be cut out have been widespread, competing with rarer but more startling waking hallucinations of the force-swallowing denizens of the realm. Rumors in the eastern rural townships of silhouettes in the distance are spreading, strange, misshapen forms. Worse, people have been disappearing all around the county. Now, the Lord Algar Padrin, the governing lord of the county, has announced a task force to investigate the oddities plaguing this land and put the hearts of the populace to rest. Warriors, priests, mages, and scholars, anyone who might be able to aid in these tasks are requested to assist. We're going to look to our intrepid heroes who have heeded the call. We are going to start with Havenborn.
Okay.
You've just returned from your state of duty at the WizardCon University, but at the behested letter of your commanding officer, you've had the night in the Veronian camp that your mercenary force has set up with the permission and confirmation of the local guard to reacquaint yourself with a little bit of relaxation, spend some time with the, well, one wife that is currently located there, and you find a day dawning. Information that the commanding officer has returned and requested your presence. You find yourself. Oh, go ahead.
Nope. Oh, never mind. I thought you were done.
You find yourself now outside a building that has been erected in this location. Not the only one of its nature. There's a lot of tents and pavilions throughout, but you see wooden buildings that have both been erected by hand and by magic by the local support mages. This one, though, seems the sturdiest, the central location. And it is where your mother does most of her office work. As you make your way in, up to her office door, and give it a knock, you'll hear her speak. Enter.
I will.
Lieutenant Havenborn, as she shifts up, putting aside some paperwork, and leans back. She is older. The serpentine, what passes as hair on a Medusan, don't move often, a sign of her discipline. They shift only with the sense of intention. She has scars. She wears her armor. Carries her own firearm. And she looks you over. Good that you made it back so quick.
You called, I came.
That she did. She will lean back in the chair that she has, a little plusher than she usually uses, a sign that she might be aging a bit and need a little more back support, so to speak. How was your duty at the university?
Go up until the end.
I got the news. Terrible that, but it looks like that was handled appropriately. Good work.
Did the best I could.
That's all we can ask for. I have another task for you. She's gonna
All right.
lean over and pick up an envelope. She's gonna open it. Have you heard of Lord Podrin's request to form a task force?
Loosely, yeah.
Well, they have been kind enough to give us the space to set up as we assist the northern prefectures with their internal conflicts. And they have requested that in return we send somebody accordingly. I've given it some thought, and I think that perhaps the right amount of delicate and rough that I think you embody would be best suited for this particular mission.
Sure thing. I can I can take care of that.
All right. She'll lean back and she'll stand up. And again, that sign of aging is there. She's definitely strong, but it takes her a little longer. It takes her a moment to straighten after she stands, and she'll come around. She'll close the door behind you. Son, her her entire body relaxes a little bit in the privacy now. I won't lie to you. Oh, go ahead.
I'll relax a little myself and look more at her and less at like attention.
Sure. That sense of in privacy, it isn't commanding officer and lieutenant, it is mother and son for a moment. Son, I'm not sure how this is going to play out. This task force feels to me to be an attempt by Lord Padron to put people at ease. I don't expect much from it. This may end up being a lot of busy work, a lot of nonsense. But we need to be able to put our best foot forward, and it's a chance to show that we are a trustworthy and honorable sort. And that is what I need from you more than anything.
Put on a face to the nobles, as it were.
If there is something to this that can be done, that we can deal with, then most certainly do it to the best of your accord. But if there isn't, make sure they know that we are upstanding.
Will do.
Will do. She'll take a drink. set it down. Ooh. Anything you need before you head out?
Not that I can think of. Spend some time with oh shit. What's her name?
Yeah, spend some time with your
Right
spend some time with your wife. You can head out tomorrow.
Where is?
See, this is what happens, chat, when you have a really engaged backstory that you worked really hard on.
This is what happens when you don't have the document ready. Daniela.
Daniela, yes. And she'll nod.
Yep.
And she'll let you take a step out the door. The day is yours. Some time to spend with the wife that's currently here. The others are out on duty or don't live in the camp, aren't part of the mercenary group. But she's around. I was very happy to see you unexpectedly. And while Lieutenant Havenborn takes his time, we are going to shift to a little later in the day. To Korval the Breaker.
Yes. What can Korval do for you?
Korval, you have had a time of it, haven't you?
It has been a long, barely few days, that's for sure.
Those days were longer after the events that put you on this route. Having to travel out of the forest, passing by the Alderton and its confused and uncertain populace, and walking further on. The distance is not too great to get to Verone. Not by any extent of the extent of belief. But it does take time. Korval, in that time, in the seeming peace as you leave the forested lands and enter more plains and fields, as you follow the road, unobstructed and unbothered, what are you thinking of?
As Korval is traveling, get to his destination, all he can think about is how to accomplish his mission, how to keep his word, and also a bit worried about his brothers, both old and new.
Most certainly something that weighs heavy on your shoulders, heavier than the pauldrons on your armor, heavier than the spear and shield at your hands.
Indeed, it's not something he's used to being so conflicted and so, to be fair, worried, considering his entire life up until this point. But at this moment, all he's really focused on is trying to save as many lives as possible.
makes sense. It's as though the further away you get from where you've come from, the heavier there are chains holding on you, the weight that you carry for those very people. And as you consider this, as you think about this, you find that the ocean of fields that surrounds you gives way as you crest a small hill to the site of a moderate city. Though in the midst of this particular prefecture, it looks massive. Especially with little around it but fields. You see a number of tall buildings inside, the castle in the distance, your destination, for that is where the task force is to gather. You see walls surrounding the location, high, a little battered. You see a smaller sprawl between those walls and the central castle. And perhaps a little obnoxious, you see a line gathered ahead of you at the gate. And with this, we are going to shift over to that line. Group of annoyed and irritated individuals that are being held up. Every cart is being inspected, not by guards, but by people dressed in fairly decent clothes with clipboards and guards there just to make sure no one causes too much uppity nonsense. And they're not just checking every wagon, they're checking every single wheel well just to be safe. They're pulling everything out if they need to, especially if they're coming from the direction you came from, Iiohab. You find yourself amongst these groups of increasingly annoyed people waiting. It's been about 20 minutes in this line of people just to get into Verone, this great city. How are you handling this? I believe you're on mute.
I look around and I think to myself, how better to soothe angry tempers and the wee little beasties that are running about than with a little bit of music. And
Okay.
he'll go into his pack and he'll pull out a birch and purple plaid set of bagpipes. And he'll begin playing, trying to just keep everybody calm, keep everybody pacified and entertained.
All right. In that case, I would like to get a performance check from you, Iiohab. Our first check of the night, of the game, of the series.
Well, here we go. Let's see what you got.
You attempt to calm people with bagpipes.
You've got this.
$12. Okay.
Could have been worse.
Could have been much worse. Okay. So you begin playing your bagpipes. At a 12, my dude, it's bagpipes. It doesn't make people upset by any means. Bagpipes are a beautiful sound, for many. And it gives people something to listen to. There are those that are kind of like, ew, bagpipes in general, but they're the minority. most people are like, oh, okay, that's at least something to take our minds out of the fact that we've been here 20 to 40 minutes, depending on who we are, waiting to get through this nonsense line. Some folks will listen. And you'll see a particular one as you finish your song. A particular young dwarf lad looking up at you. He's got stars in his eyes. He's looking at the bagpipe specifically. Completely charmed. Don't even need an insight roll. You know that look of the person who just discovered an interesting instrument that they're obsessed with.
Are you a fan of the old squeeze bag here, Yalari?
A squeeze bag? That's cool. And he looks over to his father, a dwarven farmer from how he's looking, who no, we're gonna say more lumber. He's on his foot. No, farmer actually works. Yeah, dwarven farmer. By how he's dressed, he's carrying what looks like a big pack of something, and he's looking at his son with those looks of, oh God, help me. As the son looks up to him and says, "Daddy, can I get a squeeze bag?" Well, uh, we'll see. It's gonna be a hard harvest. We'll see how we can, if we can work that out. And he's kind of like, oh God, what have you done?
He'll just I'll just tip my hat to him and be like, "Ah, I understand. I may have caused a little more trouble than I had anticipated there, good sir. Uh, if the lad becomes too enamored, just send him over there. They'll be able to help you out."
Over there. What do you mean?
Yeah, over there.
Over there? He looks confused. A very awkward moment apparently passes between you as he's not getting what he assumes is a joke. And he says, all right, well, thank you, sir. The kid's gonna look at him and goes, "Are you like a minstrel? Are you going to play like at taverns and do bard stuff?"
Oh, I am a little bit of an entertainer there, lad. And he'll kind of get very dramatic with it. He'll doff his cap, do a little spin before putting it back on his head. I am Iiohab of over there, traveling troubadour and storyteller extraordinaire.
The child has stars in his eyes, like, oh my God, this is so cool. All of that. The dad actually has a moment and then snaps his fingers as it just dawns on him. Oh, you mean over there, the town? I gotcha. The little hamlet. Yes, I'm familiar with it.
Aye, tis quite a good place to call home.
For certain. I assume it is. It's very far out, though, to my understanding.
Well, we are a little farther north than most lads, but you know what? We like it there. It's nice and quiet, all peaceful like.
He's about to say something when it seems that it's your turn. The auditors have moved up the line to this location, and one starts looking through the sack of potatoes this man's carrying in and baskets of produce. The other looks to you and notices that you're not carrying much of anything produce-wise, but will still ask. An elven gentleman. Excuse me, sir. Are you bringing in any outside food, or unproduced or unprepared rations?
No, I don't really have any need for it.
Mm. Have you come from the east? Or sorry, from the
Ah,
west?
from the north. From the north.
Ah, yes, okay. Well, I will need to do an inspection. If I apologize, but With what the crop plague, we can't have any risks. You understand?
Oh, I understand completely. And he'll take off the pack and he'll set it down with kind of a little clunk, and he'll just kind of reach back and draw the scythe just to lean on it though.
Yeah, this movement of the scythe is enough to get him to do a double take for a second and then realizes what you're doing and just leaves it. He goes through the pack, doesn't find anything of note, sets it down, stands up and looks to you. I am very sorry, sir. This is never comfortable, but I need to inspect you as well, considering.
It's understandable. It's not the first time I've had somebody ask to, go feeling about in my strawy bits.
We just need to make sure the straw isn't infected.
Feel free, and he'll hold out his arms.
He'll take a quick look. He's very uncomfortable with doing this. It looks like he feels like he's most certainly overstepping his bounds, but he does it. He's fairly quick.
Every so often, Iiohab will just giggle as if he's tickling him.
Oh, that startles him a few times, and he apologizes profusely each time. But
no need to apologize, lad. I'm just having a go at you.
He kind of chuckles a little bit. The little boy seems very entertained by this and is giggling behind his hands. And in time, he finishes. He's like, all right, well, thank you for your assistance, sir. You're free to enter the city.
He'll tip his hat again and be like, "Oh, thank you very much, lad." And then he'll turn to the little dwarven boy and be like, and he'll tousle his hair and be like, "Oh, you be a good lad for your father. And you know what? Should I ever run into you again, I'll make sure I get you a squeeze bag."
Oh, that boy's eyes just twinkle, and the father is kind of amused at that. Not so worried that he's going to have to buy an expensive instrument for his son anymore. And with that, as you enter Verone, we're going to zoom out a little bit. It's the day before the task force is meant to meet. We're going to circle back to our Medusan friend. We're not going to go too in depth in what happens through the day, but I do want to know, how does Lieutenant Daniel Havenborn spend it?
He spends some time with Daniela, like specifically alone time with her. He will spend some time working on, training, doing a little bit of studying for spells. Um,
Some quality.
and then,
go ahead.
And then more time with her, with his wife, and then probably writing letters to the other two, and that's about it. And goes to sleep and wakes up the next day.
It's a very nice day, a very comfortable day, with at least one of your wives, writing to the others, enjoying not having to be on duty all the time for a little bit before you head out on this mission that you've been given that could really lead to anywhere. It will probably be a strenuous political affair. She's very happy to have you. In fact, she got a friend to cover her shift around the camp, so she spend the day with you. All in all, it's a sweet day. And with that, we are going to shift over again to Korval. The same situation. You found your way into Verone. You found your way into a... Well, where would you like to have gone for this, for the end of this day to rest? Inside this city?
Korval would have more than likely moved to, I guess, closest place to where this expedition is supposed to meet up, if there's supposed to be a barracks or something set up, or if there's supposed to be a location. Korval is all about the mission right now, and he's not really. He's I should say he's very single-minded about that.
I would like you to give me an investigation roll to see what information you've been able to glean about the plans related to this.
Oh, cool. This is not going to end well. Yeah. What is the command again? Is it R?
No, it's exclamation point 1d20, and then plus if you
Thank
want
you.
to add it.
Exclamation point roll 1d20.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The fun of learning new dice bots.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, jeez. Minus.
Minus. Oofda. Okay.
But I mean, I still rolled a 16.
You did.
Yep.
So you make your way through through the location. There's a few different districts. The city is still a city. I call it a moderate-sized city, but I mean it still takes a while to traverse it. Has Korval been to Verona in the past?
With his travels, Korval probably has been here once or twice, whether it be for work, either as mercenary or traveling for other, jobs and whatnot, or for training. He's probably traveled a bit,
So you make your
at
way.
least around here.
Oh, for certain. So not a resident, but familiar enough that you find your way to Beacon Street. Located outside of the Granite Court District, it's a collection of cheap inns, taverns, and back alley stores of suspect nature. It attracts many travelers and folks looking for a loud and raucous night. But in that time, you do come across keeping your eyes peeled, a notice that has been explicitly set up here in a few locations, advertising the task force and advising that anyone of means of accomplishing this should inquire at the Tender Rock Castle, and that there is a barracks for such individuals.
Excellent. Drago will immediately head in
Who is
that
that?
direction.
Who is that?
Korval. God, I gotta remember that. Oopsies.
Yeah, that was an old character from our one of our previous games, and he
Yeah,
still gets his
one of my
tongues
favorite.
mixed up sometimes.
All the time, but I will do better about that. Probably not.
Korval Drago the Breaker. All right.
Yeah, no, too long.
So you're able to make your way towards the castle, and as you approach, the guards, the Veronian guard, does look to you, and they challenge your approach, but they don't seem surprised, and they will, with a bit of explanation, that you are there for. Well, in fact, what do you say to them?
Well, as I approach, see the guards go. Good evening. I have come to aid this expedition to try and root out this plague that is befalling the land. I am Korval.
They will nod, and one of them will actually go ahead and lead you back after a few words are exchanged into the keep area across. Go ahead.
Just also, anybody who might notice or who would know and notice, there is a well-worn red sash around his waist over his usual armor, just in case anybody would notice or know what that means.
Not quite yet, but we will circle back to that perhaps a little later.
Excellent.
They're able to get you into the barracks. They're able to get you bedded down. It's a bunk. It's nothing special, but it doesn't need to be. It's a decent
He
location.
doesn't need anything.
There aren't many people here currently, but there are a handful, most of which look pretty tired out from traveling here. And the rest of the night is yours to rest in preparation for what is to come tomorrow.
Yeah. All he does is maintain his equipment. Uh, he looks to be in the act of prayer, though he says nothing. And otherwise, if there is anybody that tries to chat with him, he'll be, not rude or anything. We'll talk a little bit, but he will not share much.
Sure. Yeah, a few people do chat with you that are staying here. A tiefling, a bugbear, a straw folk that's in the area, but for the most part, it's a quiet night.
Okay.
And with that, we're going to shift back to Iiohab, who has also found his way into the city a little earlier than Korval, perhaps. What are you going to spend the rest of your day doing before you have to meet tomorrow?
So Iiohab's going to be just just wander about town a little bit. He's basically, the country mouse come to see the big city. Um, and every so often he'll find a quiet corner, and pull out a little tin whistle and put his big floppy hat that he wears on the ground, and just kind of cross his legs and just kind of sit down and just start playing to see if he can earn himself a bit of coin.
All right. I would like you to give me an investigation check real quick on the principle of figuring out where you decided to play and how well of a spot that is to perform.
Investigation is wisdom, right?
You should find that out.
I don't have an actual sheet
Why don't you have an actual sheet?
because I wrote it on paper, going off of memory.
Investigation is intelligence.
It is intelligent, yes.
Oh, that's even better.
Bad Iiohab.
And
Bad.
we're gonna make you a sheet.
Where's my newspaper?
Newspaper, the Iiohab. Okay.
16.
16's pretty decent. So there's nice places as you're moving around. You find the Manor District, which is near the castle. Places where the manors are, estates for the rich and the noble. Very impressive, very beautiful. Very much not where they welcome people playing tin whistles, and you know better. You pass the Ivory Court District, which is not too far off there. It's houses of city administration, the courthouses, guild halls, and government facilities. Also not good. The Temple District, oh, that's right out. Outside of a temple to Geltier, perhaps, and there is none of those here for obvious reasons. But you find your way to Beacon Street. Located just outside of the Granite Court, again, where many cheap inns and taverns and back alley stores of suspect nature are located. The place is a little more rundown, cobblestone streets and interesting folks, from people who just look like they're locals enjoying it to more armed and armored individuals. Heck, you saw a red elf pass you by while you're playing in full plate and with a spear. And you get some good reception. Here, you're enjoyed. Here, your art is appreciated. Most pass by. Most spare a quick look or a nod. A few toss some copper in. We're gonna say you make 10 copper out of this.
So basically the equivalent of a silver.
Silver is 100 copper. right?
Oh, I thought it was 10.
Oh,
10
let me
right?
double check. It's been so long since we played D&D. Oh my gosh.
1 silver is 10 copper.
Oh my god.
10
Really?
silver is 1 gold. 5 gold is 1 electrum, and 10 gold is 1 platinum.
Yeah, I just pulled that up. Wow, that's very different than what I was remembering. Yeah, I guess you make a silver total. All right. I was thinking it was 100 for copper for silver, 100 silver for gold.
I mean, it makes a difference
It
because,
does.
a copper is still just a copper.
Uh-huh. Oofta. All right, well, we're going to roll with that then. So yes, 10 copper. All right. Is there anything else that Iiohab does for the night? Or is it just enjoying the liveliness and exploring the city?
He's just going to enjoy the liveliness, exploring the city. He might, towards the end of the night, when things are settling down and everything's quiet, uh, he might find a crossbeam to kind of drape himself on to, go into shutdown mode.
Yep. You do. You find a place out of the way where no one's going to notice you and enjoy your little shutdown mode. And the day moves on. Sorry, I'm trying not to laugh at these wonderful memes that Havenborn is sharing because they are hilarious.
I know, right?
Sorry, squeeze bag just, I have a dirty mind, and I was like, no, no, no.
All right, so the sun dawns. Sometime, Lieutenant, it's only a couple miles from the camp as you set out to reach Vernon. I know how to say the name of the city I created, Verone. Once you're there, there is a bit of a wait, but it's nowhere near as bad as it would be in the later part of the day. You make it in no problem. Do you head directly towards the task force, the castle, and the task force meeting, or do you do anything else?
No, he'll be actually just, skipping down the road, kind
Uh,
of playing his little tin whistle.
this was for Havenborn.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, no worries. The hazards of playing over Discord.
No, I'll meander through the town a little bit, but mostly I'll head to my muster point.
Sounds good to me. Meandering is a little relaxing. It's the early morning. You got the smell of bakeries just getting started, of just houses making their own bread and food for the day. Breakfast is still getting put out. It's kind of quiet out. People are moving around, but it's that point where people who had to rush off in the early morning have already done so, and people who have to go in the later morning haven't quite done so yet. And in time, you're able to make yourself up to the Tender Rock Castle, and you're greeted by the guards. They do challenge you, of course, but they seem to already know why you're here. They'll say, "Good evening. What brings you?"
I'm here under orders of Marshal Mariska Havenborn to join the task force from, what's the ward's name again?
Lord Padrir. Padir.
Uh, to join the task force of Lord Pradir,
Or Padrin. Wow.
Padron.
The fun of made up names, right? They'll nod. They don't seem too surprised, and they have a younger guard that seems to be there solely to lead people where they need to go. Take you in, take you through the keep into a large open square, and from there not to the barracks that Korval was taken to, but into the Great Hall. It says, there'll be some time before everyone is fully gathered here. But in the meantime, please make yourself at home. Breakfast is being put out. And yes, notice there's a number of others that have already gathered here. You see a group of orcs. You see a few people dressed like jesters. See a handful of other individuals.
Okay. I'll just. Anyone stick out?
Oh, they all stick out in their own way.
I mean, more than others. Like, something I wouldn't normally see in my day-to-day.
Let's see. When you take a look at the group of orcs that are around a small circular table that's been set up, they seem to be a general, what you would be expecting group. One is armed with a weapon, one appears to be a druid, and one appears to be a priest of Talai. Easily recognizable. When you see those dressed as, and this is most certainly out of the ordinary, dressed in more jester-like clothing, there is an orc among them, a tabaxi, and a sprite that is kind of going to town on a pitcher of ale. They're just constantly scooping out more thimbles full of them. They seem to be just having a good time telling jokes.
Okay. I'll just kind of meander around the room.
Okay. You're able to. We're going to go
If anyone
ahead.
stops me, I'll talk, but more so
sure.
I'm just kind of making a presence known.
I like that. I would like you... Are you trying to be scary or just be noted?
Noted. Not trying to be intimidating or anything, just like I'm a person of some importance. I'm here.
Good to know. I'd like you to roll me a performance roll.
That is a +3.
Ooh.
Nice.
22. You get a number of people who glance over at you and take note. You've most certainly, just by the way you walk, the way you move, the fact that you're a male Medusan here, that you carry yourself with such confidence, it's enough to draw eyes. No one really splits off in and of themselves. But for now, you've made an impression. We're actually going to step aside to Iiohab. You awaken to a cluck, cluck, cluck as a chicken seems to have gone up into the rafter and is pulling at your straw.
Hey! Oi! Little Chuck! Away with ya! Or else I'll be eating my bits and pieces.
It flutters down to the ground and gives a kind of annoyed just like that. It is not a well chicken. Will you also make your way to the to Tender Rock, or are you doing something else?
No, he's going to climb out of the rafters and just pull out his little tin whistle and just start skipping down the road, going towards the castle, playing his little whistle and basically just making his merry way.
Go ahead and give me a performance roll to keep people from thinking you're insane.
He naturally fails that. Come on. Damn.
15.
15. Okay. So you are a straw man that is skipping down the road with a tin whistle. It is the skipping that draws the most concerned glare, not glares, but looks to you as you pass by. but largely it's not drawing any like, oh god, this man's insane. As you make up until you reach the gates themselves, in which the currently on duty dwarven Veronian guard will step forward and say, "What brings you here?" with some concern in his voice.
He'll stow away the little tin whistle flute and just be like, "Well, I heard tell that there's to be a squabble, a fracas, and I wanted to join in. You seek to bring about the end of this fungal plague."
You're here for the task force. Of
Oh, aye.
of course you are. It kind of gives that knowing like look of, yeah, we see them all coming. Sure. They grab the kid. He'll lead you your way. And the kid, the young man, will step forward and, in fact, take you through again this open courtyard into the castle, into the Great Hall, where you see a number of individuals. As I said, currently there are the group of orcs at one table, the group of people dressed in flamboyant performer outfits along the lines of what you would see at a carnival or a jester. There are a few other stragglers here and there, though a few more that had come in since Havenborn arrived. But you do notice, perhaps what's drawing the most attention to you, as a man whose job is image and attention, as a man who knows how to work a room, there is one individual really working this room. And I'm going to ask, Lieutenant Havenborn, would you describe your character?
See, a Medusan male with the standardized, purple uh, skin scales.
Sure.
Um, a uniform that has a long leather coat over it. I don't know if your character would know what a firearm looks like, but a firearm at one side and a sword on the other, with a, I don't know what that kind of hat is called, but a musketeer hat.
I will say that firearms aren't completely unknown here. They are still fairly rare, but also people are aware of their existence and of firearm users.
Old McShivens has his blunderbuss back in over there.
Yeah, exactly. In response, who is it that Havenborn sees, Iiohab?
So you see a tall, lanky, almost like stereotypically built straw folk male. Um, he has very roughly stitched onto the place where his face should be is what looks to be a fox skull. And he's kind of dressed in this hide armor made from spotted cow leather and sheep's wool. And over that, he's wearing this kind of mishmash coat. Oh, and he's also got a very floppy hat.
Hey, you better mention the floppy hat, making me draw it after I had it in and everything.
He on his back, you'll notice that he has an explorer's pack. But you also notice, this is up to, of course, our wonderful DM, if she will, or if Havenborn will recognize the scythe.
Go ahead, Havenborn, and give me a history roll.
What is that?
Oh, what is it in this one?
Intelligence.
Yeah, intelligence, okay.
+2. Sorry, no, I was looking for my what my plus was. 13.
With a 13, I'm going to say you don't quite recognize it. It might have a background to it, but it's not 13 enough.
Okay.
So, this Medusan and this seemingly happy-go-lucky scarecrow man are here amongst a number of people. I leave the floor to you.
Well, hello there, Mr. Well-to-do. How are you today?
He'll look around and make sure you're talking to him first. I'm doing well. Doing well. Don't see too many straw folk around here.
And all the worse for it. I mean, it's such a beautiful town. Too bad more of the straw folk don't come this far into what you would call civilized society. We prefer to stay out on the fringes.
I understand that. Medusan culture is very much the same. We don't tend to stick to the cities. I've had a different upbringing, but few of my wives are did not grow up with a lot of other cultures, other races.
Oh, the lad has a couple of wives. 'Tis truly a lucky man who finds love multiple times, and they all agree to share.
Now, only 3 are for love, the others are political.
Politics, the only profession where you can look or say one thing, mean another, and be looking exactly at a third direction, trying to pocket the rest of the money.
Yeah, that's how it is sometimes. That's how you get things done.
Too true.
So,
Personally, that's why I've got old Ripper here.
you got the what?
Old Ripper! Me
Old
dad's
Rip.
old scythe.
Interesting name for a scythe.
That's what he called it. And he gave it to me when I left home, so, I just figured the name stuck.
He.
Oi, my da.
DM, would I know how straw folk are made?
Um, yeah, it's pretty common knowledge. They tend to come to life through an ancient nature. Actually, give me a history roll to see how much you know about this.
Nothing.
Not a lot, but you are aware that the general gist of it is that, at least with myth, the straw folk are the result of a pact between the ancient druids of Western Tenderrock and nature. You don't know the details behind that, but that on occasion a scarecrow will come to life and, you know, be a scarecrow that is moving around and called a straw folk.
Okay. Oh, so your father was basically created you then?
Oh, aye. He was a lovely old halfling man. He's big bastard, too. People thought he was a short human.
Wow.
So as you're having this conversation, getting to know each other, we're gonna shift over to Korval.
Indeed.
Korval, you didn't have a particularly restful sleep. You found yourself awakening with what looked like a mushroom growing from your hand. How did you react?
Oh, it looked like a mushroom
A
growing from
mushroom.
my hand.
Yeah, a blue mushroom growing from your hand.
Oh, I immediately would have reached rapidly. Actually, without even thinking about it, yeah, no, he would rapidly reach for um, his spear and try and slice it off his hand.
You do. You remember the pain, the horror, the cruelty, and worse, that as you cut it, it seemed to grow into its own fungalness and spread throughout the barracks. You yourself had brought this horror into this city, into the task force meant to solve it, and everything. And then you wake up. You're in bed.
Korval would definitely bolt upright, try and almost like he still thinks he has a spear in his hand. Um, and once again, instead of cutting, he will make a motion like he's trying to stab through his own hand,
Mm.
even though he doesn't have his spear in his hand right now.
That gets an eye from a knoll that's in the area. He's like, careful, killer. Ah, and he'll kind of head out. Seems to have been on his way out of the barracks. The last one still here besides yourself.
Korval will just ignore as he just keeps staring at his own hand for a moment.
It's completely fine. No sign of any fungal growth.
After a moment, he just will mutter, "We will make this right. We will make this right." And he will quickly get dressed and get out of the barracks.
All right. You do. As quickly as you can, don your armor. Which takes a little while. But you're well familiar with it.
Of course.
You tie your sash as the last thing. Gain your armaments. And you head out. And you see there is an individual, a servant of the castle, that seems to be waiting for people to head out, and when they come out, and they'll show you the way through the courtyard, away from the barracks. You have to wrap around a little bit. That's set aside just for your task force. You pass through a number of other barracks that are obviously for the Veronian Guard and the castle militia. And in time, they turn around and you enter the castle. A couple turns, and the next thing you know, you have entered a great hall. It's large. There have been numerous tables set up throughout, almost like it's a bar in this way, rather than the traditional large tables that would often be here for hosting a major event, a party, or a feast. You see tabards hanging from the walls. You see at the far end a large. It is not the throne, but it looks like a throne on a raised platform. And you see the individuals who have gathered. At this point, additional people have made their way in, and this is something that all three of you would have noticed. You see the orcs in the one side. You see a group of folks that seem to be a fairly large group that comes in together, consisting of everything from a kobold to a human to an orc. You see the group of performers that seem to be telling jokes to a number of others that have come in and are kind of listening, just having a little bit of fun. You notice a new group that are not unlike what you're carrying, wielding spears and shields, almost in hoplite manner, that come in and look like they're all business. So I'm standing off to the side, kind of, I don't want to say sneering, but you notice the judgment in their eyes. See a few Kolianath, you see the Knoll, you see a Bullywug and a couple humans, a Tiefling. There's a number of people who have heeded this call. Perhaps most notably, though, is you'll notice at one end a Medusan male who seems to carry himself like he belongs wherever the hell he says he belongs. Professional, as he has described. talking with perhaps his polar opposite, a straw folk with a pair of bagpipes and a scythe that is a little louder than perhaps might be expected. The floor is yours.
DM,
Okay. Well,
Yes.
can I just take a as I was walking the room, I just thought of this. Look at all these symbols and iconography and see if I recognize anything.
Yeah, go for it. Give me a history. Ooh, I like
Holy
that.
hell.
Plastic
Where was that when I
20.
needed it?
Plastic 20. As you look around, at the various heraldry and tabards, you're able to see that there's mostly, or most of them are of the Padrons, but and their various vassal nations, vassal lords, the Morrises, the Decorin, so on and so forth. You also notice, though, there is a tapestry on one end that seems to celebrate the Leonin's conquest of this particular region back a few centuries ago when they had first come in force as a conquering horde before becoming the largely most powerful and ruling race that is currently here. You notice a few others. The imagery on one of these seems to depict the slaying of the Swamp Queen, or at least one of them. For this particular god is a god and can never stay dead for too long. And various others. Legends and myths recorded here to celebrate them and the history that is of Verone and Tenderrock, and even Meralta at a larger degree.
I'd meant more like the people.
Oh, the people! Yes!
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's totally fine. I
I mean,
got to do exposition.
that's good
I'm
information
happy.
too.
All right, with 20, you are a mercenary. You're a mercenary who has currently been fighting in Paddock, the northern prefecture. When you spot one group, you're able to tell right off the bat that they seem less than on the up and up. This is the group with looks like 5 people all gathered: the kobold, a couple humans, an orc, a dwarf. There's just something that if they're not somehow related to crime, you'd be surprised. The the orcs appear to be wearing some traditional orcish symbol of chivalry and honor. 2 tusks patched into their clothes somewhere on them, typically on the shoulders. Um, you notice that there is a human and an looks like a summer elf that are wearing the stone necklaces that would indicate belonging to the old stone dwarves. You have no idea what's going on with the carnival folks. Those carnies are doing whatever they want.
Don't mess with carnies, man.
Yep. Most people that are remaining don't have much in the way of anything that's really heavily identifiable for groups, though they do seem to be gathered in groups. The 3 individuals that have come in looking like hoplites, not including the heavily armored red elf that seems to have just come in before them,
I'll describe myself in a moment.
is
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just
No,
no,
it's
it's
thought
fine.
of it.
They seem to be connected with what looks like a shield symbol painted onto their shield in a golden color.
Interesting.
Beyond that, Beyond that, it just seems like an eclectic group of individuals. That said, there is that other individual that for a moment you had thought was a member of or the leader of the Hoplites until they veered off completely without him or paying any attention to him. If you would like to describe yourself, Korval.
Of course. Korval is what you see walking in, a very tall red elf, the pale ashen skin that is typical. Um, he's a bit over 6 feet tall with very long, flowing crimson hair, and the eyes that are just burning currently with determination that almost match blood red. Uh, in a very dark suit of plated armor that doesn't seem to have any insignia or anything of the like, just but very almost intentionally nothing tying it to any one order or belief. Um, on on his left arm, is a simple, solid metal shield, and on his back is his spear, which a nice simple spear with a very jagged uh, row of teeth on each side of the blade itself, and the butt end of the spear is also encased in very um, a small spiked metal. Um, he is also around his waist is a very worn, uh, obviously very old, but well kept red sash that is just simply kept above and over the armor. Um, as he walks in, he seems to give this air of irritation and intimidation, perhaps not of his own volition, but from the mindset that he started today and what he is trying to accomplish. That intimidating presence is kind of seeping out in his as he scans the room and practically almost unknowingly accidentally glares at every single person.
I would like you, Korval, to give me an intimidation roll, just on principle.
Yeah, I figured. Just like it's in character with him right now.
No, fair enough.
Let's see what I got. Nope, nat one. First nat one of the game.
Wow.
I knew that was coming. It's my
So,
best skill too.
you come in. You had a bad night. You had a bad couple of days.
Oh yeah.
And what you might be worried is intimidating is more coming off of I'm just over this. It's
Yeah.
simmering irritation, despite your intents or what you're actually feeling. Most people just kind of swerve away from you. Less so out
Mhm.
of fear, more so out of I don't want to deal with this guy.
Oh yeah, of course.
Though, as stated, you do notice the two polar opposites, it almost seems, ahead of you. Make of that as you will.
Uh, everyone else seeming to be avoiding him or whatnot. Even he has no idea why. Completely oblivious to his own ineptitude when it comes to his mood currently. Sees two individuals that seem to not shirk away from this, and uh, he will come up to them. Um, as he does, he just lightly taps on his breastplate with a closed fist. Greetings, fellow warriors. I am Korval. Uh, I am here to join this task force. So you two gentlemen also here to try and stem this tide.
Indeed.
Oh,
I am Lieutenant Daniel Havenborn of the uh, uh, brain not working. Aurum Tellum.
It's good to meet you. It's excellent to see another fellow warrior. And yourself, as he turns to the straw man.
Iiohab, of over there, traveling troubadour and storyteller extraordinaire.
It is a pleasure to make both of your acquaintances. As I said, I am Korval. I am not from any one place. I am from many walks of life, though
A fellow traveler, then.
in many, many ways. But it is good to see at least two fellow warriors that do not seem to shirk from the duties ahead like so many others have since I've entered this room. Everybody
Uh,
seems to be avoiding the missions and
I,
talking.
I feel like Medusan and Havenborn and Iiohab will both notice that a couple people roll their eyes as they overhear Korval, completely unimpressed with that unfortunate nat one.
Yeah, just how Korval is.
No, it's fine. Best nat one
Um,
of the game so far.
Yeah, right. I knew I was going to get the first one too.
It's I'll seem to be waiting here for the Lord to arrive and grace us with his presence.
oh, aye. We need to wait for Lord Mucky Muck to show up. That way we can get our marching orders and I can find out what's causing me people to turn all feral and like.
Hmm. Let us hope that they provide those orders soon. The sooner we can get this task force moving, the sooner we can try and deal with the issues at hand.
Indeed. Let's hope it is sooner than later.
Agreed. There is not much time.
Almost on cue, the door will open in the back. A few soldiers will come out, posting themselves up near the chair. And a large Leonin man with black fur, wearing glasses, and dressed particularly fine, uh, with a bit of armor placed over top it. I'd like everyone to give me a quick. We're gonna call it a perception check, just to note this.
Perception. I'm extremely average at that.
Nice.
Well, that's. You're welcome. You're welcome, Havenborn.
Oh, it's
I
like
didn't do
I
too
haven't
bad
rolled a
either.
one yet, so
okay. I'm gonna say that's enough to notice this. So starting with Korval and Iiohab, you'll note that first thing that armor is really well made and does not appear to have seen a day of battle. There are no dents or bruises on it. That might well be, with the ornateness to it, it might be show armor, which is not unusual in a situation like this. Nothing to really complain about. Havenborn, you will note the same thing, but you'll also note something more to this man's appearance, the way he carries himself. It's rigid, it's a man who knows what needs to be done and intends to do it, but there are bags under his eyes. He is fighting to keep moving right now. The sign you've seen amongst many in leadership positions who stay up late every night, if they sleep at all, just to try to get what needs to be done done.
something I've seen in my mother all too well.
Fairly familiar to you, yes, through her. As he enters, everyone goes quiet. Many people who were sitting will actually stand. No one announced him. In fact, a young, what looks like a straw folk that you can tell is young because they seem a little uncomfortable in their own skin, will come out dressed in nice scribe attire and about to say, announcing, and he'll just wave a hand to stop them, instead walking to the forefront of this platform. I am Lord Algar Padrin. Thank you, everybody that's here. I don't know your names. I don't know where you've come from. I don't know why you've heeded my call, but I know you have heeded my call. I need more of that in these days. My friends, we find ourselves, if I might speak frankly, we are up Schitt's Creek. I do not expect to have much in the way of food come winter. Not from our own lands, which is a staple export, which we've had to already cut down. Due to a plague we don't understand as of yet, so those scholars amongst you who have agreed to come, thank you. I'd say, oh, we can import, which we have been doing, but the rivers to the east are under attack by Mero, who seem to have formed into the largest horde we have seen ever, instead of fighting and killing each other like usual. It's great. We've gotten about increasingly less shipments than we need every week. There's these strange dreams, which I have been told many times are vision dreams, as they are shared by many people, and I have no answers. At least the University of WizardCon has taken it under their wing to investigate further. It is one thing after another this year, and it is all happening at once. I wish I could say exactly why this is happening, but I don't know. I originally reached out before I called on you to request many of our citizens of great renown and power to arrive and assist in this process. 2 came. The others are either off doing their own thing or wasting time in some other way. As you can tell, I am short of patience. But I am not short of gratitude. I say this now because I need you to know that your concerns of why I would reach out to anyone able to come and seek volunteers for something that should have specifically chosen people working it. All those concerns that there might be something bigger going on are true. We don't have those people. We have you. And I would have it no other way. For when they turned their back on my summit, and there's a twitch in his eye that indicates how he's about to say something he should not, and he just kind of stops himself. When they turned their backs, it was you who heeded the call. Welcome. You have many questions, I've no doubt. You've many concerns as well. The answers to some of these I can state right now. You will be compensated for your service. When you come back with information or having solved problems, or at least move things forward, we will pay you for your efforts. I cannot state enough that I intend to pay you well. When you need healing, if we are able to give it, we will. The barracks that has been put aside is a barracks put aside for this task force. When you return here, you will have a place to sleep, a place to stay, and food in your belly. I assure you this. I would ask that you find yourself splitting into groups. However, I see many of you have come. So that you might expand and search, however you feel is needed to accomplish this, for I don't have the guidance beyond the bare minimum at the moment. You are how we are getting that guidance, how we are getting that information. Return here often. Now, I am sure there are questions. Feel free to ask. As he stops and he turns, and he's leaning on a cane a little bit. He's going to look across. Seeing none, he'll stop.
Korval will, at this point, take just a half step forward and go, do you have at least, well, there are many problems to deal with, but you have perhaps a general idea of the most crucial sections we should focus on first for the safety of your region?
I do. The answer is unhelpfully all of it, but I will break it down into chunks. Good question, Mr. What's your name?
Korval.
Mr. Korval. He's gonna turn. There has been a large map on a board that has been brought out of the region. He's gonna hold his cane up. We are in the center of a lot of trouble as he taps on Verone in the center of the region. If you go west, you'll find a plague has begun hitting our crops. I've been told this is unusual as we're already in harvest time and plague shouldn't be spreading as the weather chills. So anyone who thinks they can decipher what's going on there, would be much pleased, especially if you could find an answer before it ruins all of our food. Going the other way, we'll tap the other side of the map where a city named Cater is represented. Or a town named Cater is represented on a river, inside of a swamp. The swamplands are currently bereft of marrow in an agitated state, throwing themselves in large mass hordes against anything they can find. They've never been friendly, but we've been able to deal with them. They have never grouped in this large of a society before. We don't know why, we don't know how, and we don't know what's going on. Answers to that would be greatly appreciated. To the north, you'll tap Bunder. This town doesn't seem to have much in the way of problems occurring right now. There was recently a unfortunate attack on the WizardCon University by the likes of what I've been called dream denizens, breaking through into our reality, which may be a result of the visions that people have been getting on and off, that we aren't sure why or what they mean. Finally, and he'll take his staff and he'll draw a line from Bunder all the way around into the swamp to Cater and even down to the southern town of Ardleton. We have been getting sightings of misshapen humanoids in the distance, as well as rumors of disappearances. We don't know who these are. We're not sure what's going on. The Hunters Guilds in Cater have told me that, and Ardleton, have told me that they are finding locations that are uncomfortable to enter nowadays, and have had to pull back multiple times. Another mystery. But to answer your question, Mr. Korval, those are the bite-sized chunks I can provide for the issues that are currently at hand. I'm not sure the best way of handling any of them. That's why I've called you here. For in this matter, I am not the most intelligent person. I am hoping I have gathered those individuals. Any other questions? Okay. Very good. I sadly must get back to a meeting with an individual regarding the price of corn. He sounds completely exhausted. I will leave you in the hands. You will motion to to a human woman that is dressed in. It's fine clothes, but it's pretty militaristic and barren, all in all, in how she presents, rather than the heavily produced, like, I have rewards here and I have medals here, or this is like the most fancy. This is meant to be, I'm here to work. Her hair's tied back in a tight bun. And he'll say, with Miss Genevieve. She is the leader of this task force that you will be answering to. Good day, everybody. You'll tap his cane and head back into the castle. And with that, Genevieve will step up. And with her, there will be a box that is carried and set down. It's opened with padded linen, and you'll see pocket watches lining the inside. I am Genevieve. I will be handling the administration of this task force. I am here to support you and provide what is needed within reason. When you come back, you will report to me or my staff of the information you have found, and we will get you sorted and squared away. We will ensure that you are fed while you are here and taken care of. If you quit, there is no punishment. I want to make that very clear to everybody here. You may leave this at any time. But if you do, please let us know so we don't worry that you got killed by some unknown horror that has yet to come. Like, man. Now, go ahead and speak amongst yourselves. Once you have formed a group, please come here, and you will be provided, she'll pick up one of the pocket watches, with one of these. This is a pocket watch that is enchanted so that we know your general location of the watch, and so that you can find other locations of these watches. Should someone go missing or need aid, we hope to be able to use this to provide it if we can. Or should somebody, the gods forbid, die on this mission, we might be able to retrieve their body. She'll set it down. For now, though, please feel free to mingle. And when you are ready, let us know. And she'll step back. And the floor is once again yours as a murmur descends over the Great Hall.
So, lads, what do you feel about having a little tete-a-tete, a little inner circle?
Sure, why not?
I am not usually one to work in groups, but I found myself needing more than just the strength of my own arm as of as of late. So I am amenable to working with you, gentlemen.
Yep, I'm all for it. I come from mercenary corps, so I'm very used to working with others, especially other species, so I'm all for it.
I used
Well
to
then,
work as
shall
a
we?
mercenary myself after my stint as a guard in some of the other capitals.
Well then, we've got a traveling warrior. We've got shall we say, a gunslinger for hire, and we've got a scarecrow with one hell of a singing voice. I think we might have this in the bag, lads. Let's go talk to the wee lass and get our pocket watch.
Before we do that, where would you guys like to go first?
As a note,
I actually have a thought on that.
As a note, they have set up the map for you to be able to look at and discuss. I have not drawn it, but I am happy to give you more information on areas as you feel is requested. Don't be afraid to ask.
Thank you very much.
So I've got a bit of an idea there, lads. You see, as I was coming into town, I got waylaid at this like small farming hamlet, and a poor lad had been eviscerated and vivisected. But somebody decided to stick some bundles of straw into his wounds, tinged red.
Interesting.
I do believe. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go, you can finish your.
I do believe that the same problem might be what's spreading the plague out west. You see, it was some straw folk that weren't exactly made right. They came back wrong, if you understand my meaning.
You can get the drift, yeah. I was actually at the university that the Lord described when it was attacked. The dream monsters are no joke. They hurt.
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. The plague is one of the things I had considered to be of a more top priority. Um,
The plague is absolutely the top priority.
the marrow are also apparently that's a strange coincidence there too. Um, Real quick, the information that we have available on the map and whatnot,
Mhm.
does anything mention fungus?
Um, there is tacked onto it a small, not small, a few pages explaining what they know about the plague in and of itself. That it is fungal in nature and that it seems to be spreading quickly. That it is odd that as the temperatures are dropping and most of the food is in harvest state, that it is spreading as quickly as it is. They don't have much of an answer in that way. But that is the only mention of fungi you're able to find in the currently provided records.
Excellent. Then Korval, as he looks over some of the records there, he looks back to his two new companions. Uh, I believe we are of the same mind that the plague is the most dangerous, in my opinion, of the threats currently. If we can try and see if we can deal with that first, and
Yeah.
then work our way, perhaps we can stem that tide and then deal with perhaps a growing army of marrow that are perhaps going to be much more of a problem.
Yeah, the marrow are definitely an issue as well.
Well, we have a lot of issues, but for now, let us collect our pocket watch and be off to try and cut off this plague before it spreads further.
Indeed. If no one else steps forward, I was going to say Telemachus. That's not the right name. Daniel will step forward to go get the watch.
Yes, you appear to be what appears to be the fourth group to come up, as the hoplites seem to be heading off now. And
Oh,
yes?
while we're waiting in line, I will turn to the other two and say, in case they ask, do we have a name we want to call ourselves?
Fine names will come of the group once we have learned of each other. For now, I do not have any idea for a name yet. I'm amenable to one if we can consider it, but
Miss Genevieve will look up and say, "You're not the first ones to have this conversation. Well, we do like to have a group name. We will just name. We can just nickname you placeholder. Let's see, you're the second placeholder, so placeholder 2, and just let us know what that develops into."
Will do.
Yeah, no worries.
of
She
course,
says very
thank you very
tiredly.
much.
Of
Of
course,
course.
professions and all of that. She'll pick it up. Can I get your names?
Uh, Bennett Daniel Havenborn, Autumn Tellum, their regiment
She'll write
of
that
the
down.
Freelance Mercenary Corps.
I see. You're the son of Marshall Havenborn, yes?
Yes, she's my mother, yes.
She must have some faith in this task force to send you directly. And you, looking to Iiohab.
Oh, Iiohab, over there.
Iiohab of over there. Beautiful hamlet.
Oh, it is.
Mm. And you?
Of course. Korval. And there, you can actually see he's about to say something. He stops for a second. Of the Kadain Order.
I see. And she'll note the sash around your waist, and we'll write that down. Very well. She sets that down. She picks this up. She will hand it to whoever takes it, which
I believe Daniel is the one who's going to reach out for it.
Yep.
she'll hand it to Daniel. It is black. It looks to be a metallic black with an inscribing of the Tender Rock sigil, which is a rock in flight, ROC as in the bird. When you open it, you will see a normal watch on the inside, except on the inside of the what's it called? The lid. You'll see there almost seems to be another face, but instead of being a clock, it's a few dots pointing in different directions. And as you move it, you notice that it seems to shift around the lid a little bit as you turn from all of the other watches. And it's just pointing the direction towards different ones with different numbers inside. To close it,
Can I make an Arcana check on it?
please do. Ooh. With a 23, you can tell that there is a variety of magic on this. It's not anything super overwhelmingly amazing, but it is a very neat combination of illusion and divination. You see on the inside of the lid there is a 2 there, and 2 is the only number not listed on yours, which tells you that the numbers in the dots as they circle the lid on the inside are largely a case of this is where this particular watch is at any given time as they read each other's locations, but only read each other's locations.
Okay.
So stop. Is there anything else you need before you go off to slay the beasties that plague our lands?
No, nothing for me. You gentlemen.
I am a simple folk. I think we're good to go.
I have my weapons and armor, and now my 2 companions here. I need nothing else but to fight.
Wonderful. Well then, I wish you the best, and you'll stand aside for the next group. And she starts the same process with the next group that comes up, who looks to be the group of performers that are flitting around and very jovial, kind of like Iiohab, but you kind of get the sense they may or may not have a filter.
Ah, well, no time like the present. Let us be off.
Yes.
All right. Make your ways outside the castle.
Yep.
Anywhere or anything you do before you head out?
Since I've been stationed outside Varrock,
Verone, yes.
Varone,
Mhm.
would I know like a little bit about the shops and stuff that are around?
Ooh, I think you would. What are you looking for?
Specifically ammo.
Ammo. Okay. I'm gonna ask for a investigation roll with advantage, not because you're currently investigating, but to represent what you've done in the past in your visits here.
Oh, I like that.
That's great.
What the? Okay.
So with another 23, yeah, you have it down pat. There's no one here that makes ammo in and of themselves, but there is you know who to talk to get the equivalent of gunpowder. You know who to talk to get the the loaded musket, and you know who to talk to get the packets put together. You also know that that's if you want to do it on the up and up. If you got to go quick, you know that you could always swing by the Granite Court District. You know a guy there. This is, of course, the slum of the city. It's a antonym to the Ivory Court, and it can be a little rough, but you can get anything if you know where to go, and you're willing to deal with who you need to deal with.
I'll go the legal route.
Okay.
He is somewhat lawful, so
No, absolutely. All right.
and
Isn't it?
helps drive the economy.
Absolutely. So you can make your way there. It'll take some time, but you're able to gather up everything you know need in time. While he is doing that, are you two doing anything or accompanying him?
Iiohab he's going to try and find a spot where he can just, sit down and try and make some more coin for a bit.
Okay. And Korval.
Um. Well, while they're both doing that, Corval is going to find his own spot out of the way. Um. And he's going to focus on the events of the last few days and try and, I guess, with what you know of him and his backstory,
Mm-hmm.
try and get a sense if he is on the right path with this.
Okay. So while Iiohab, you find a place nearby to wait for your friends to, well, your new acquaintances to return to you. And Korval, while you find a place to be alone with your thoughts, perhaps not too far away, we're going to focus on Lieutenant Havenborn as you make your way from store to store. It'll take a couple
Okay.
hours, but you know who to talk to. You get the gunpowder from a local alchemist. You get the paper packets. That's not too hard. Our place of the metal casing and bullets, as they don't quite have those. You're able to gather those up, as they're often used to carry little pieces of salt and such for rations as well. You can easily pick up the bearings at the equivalent of a hardware store. All that's required is mixing them together, tying them off, and you know how to do that. Just the right amount every time.
How much gold does it set me back?
That will be 3 gold pieces for every 10 bullets you would like. Every 10 rounds.
Okay, I'll do 15
Okay.
gold, so that's 50 extra.
Yep. Yep. That's the right math. I'm good at math. And when you return, you are a little heavier on munitions. I'm going to circle over to Korval. Your mind
Indeed.
Your mind. What do I want to do for this? I'd like you to give me an insight roll. This is on yourself, effectively.
Cool. Rooting for another nat one. Another nat one. Let's go.
Okay,
Just a 15.
You largely keep yourself calm as you think about the events. You think about it logically, I assume.
I try to.
You try to. I tell you what. You tell me how Korval is thinking on this, and I'll tell you if there's anything else added to it.
Of course.
Intrusive thoughts and the like.
Oh yeah, of course. Just with the descriptions and whatnot that he's been given, um, and what he's barely knows, he wants to just get a sense that he's just thinking to himself, this has to be the right course. He is praying to himself that this is the right course, um, and not so much to any other individual or anything like that.
As you do, you remember the face of your mentor in your previous group. You remember his teachings. Then you remember her in the hallway. You remember the words that I'm not here for you. Make of that what you will.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
As
Iiohab,
he will steel himself and return to the group.
you find yourself returning about the same time that Lieutenant Havenborn is, by the law of convenience. Iiohab, I would like you to give me a roll, a performance roll to be specific.
I like performance rolls.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Dirty 20.
Okay, plastic 20. We're going to say that in your time playing, that was enough for you to get 4 copper. Feel like that's a lot more more reasonable now that I realized currency is not quite as expansive as I thought it was. And as you do, you'll spot your companions returning to you from 2 different directions. And I leave the floor to you. 3.
You both will see Iiohab gently take the coins out of his hat, place them into a little pouch that he holds on his belt, and then very dexterously and showmanly sweep the hat up, do a little turn, and put it on his head.
Uh, I will kind of approach and be like, just give a little light clap and be like, oh, it's very well done.
There'll be some
Oh, thank you.
clanging claps from Korval. Decent performance, my new friend.
I found that, at least here among the city folk, the tin whistle does better than the squeeze bag.
That'll get a look. The squeeze bag will get a eyebrow raise.
Oh, don't tell me that you're a hater of the wonderful country music that comes from the squeeze bag.
Korval is also giving this look of squeeze. And he even says it out loud. Squeeze back. Is that what you refer to your bagpipes?
That's what everybody refers to the bagpipes. You don't call it bagpipes, it's a squeeze bag.
I've
Never heard it called that before, but to each their own.
Korval is just like wrapping his head a bit around. I must be out of the times then. I apologize. I am not used to the current lingo.
Might be a northern thing.
Well, regardless, are we all ready to go?
Yes.
Um,
Westward. Ho! You start walking east.
Korval's going to look into the sky. Look back, Iiohab. Look in the sky again. I think you're going the wrong way.
He'll look side to side and be like, I know what it is. Somebody turned the streets all wrong ways.
I, I, I don't think they can do that here.
not without some pretty powerful magic.
So as
Regardless, yeah,
you have this
they will start
very
heading out.
awkward and adorable conversation while you make your way towards the gates that you came in, it's much easier to leave. They're not really checking anyone for leaving. Their concern is keeping the plague out of this city and keep it from contaminating the food stores. So you find yourselves heading out the west gate. And after having taken a look at that map, you're aware that it's a 20-mile trip to the town of Josa. This is a location that is a farming community. It's actually considered and Iiohab will most certainly know this, considered the birthplace of the straw folk.
Oh, this could prove problematic.
Why, what's up?
Well, okay, so Josa is it's legendary that is where the first of the straw folk came into being after the deal was made. But if the plague is being spread by, and he'll make huge air quotes, wrong straw folk, it could cause a bit of a panic, a bit of hurt feelings. People might get all torch and pitchforky.
Ah, I see. Um,
I guess that could be a
well,
problem.
suppose we could go around the town.
Oh no, we have to go into town. You see, in order to find out if this is where the plague is coming from, we've got to ask around. We've got to poke a few people in the butt. We've got to
Oh, sorry,
we've got to find out.
that's player bad. I thought we were passing through there to get to our destination.
Oh,
You may well be. The exact location isn't known, but Josa, in and of itself, is kind of the central gathering location, so to speak. Wow, that's not a word. The central society in that area of where you're headed. Whether you go there or somewhere else in the area is completely up to you. In fact, though,
Okay.
Korval, I would like you to give me a. What would it be? I'm gonna say history roll because that's the closest I can come up with for this.
Cool. Eight.
Ooh, okay, so you're gonna get a little bit of this.
Korval does not do history.
I sent you something in your player room. Just for your own personal reminder.
Thank you. Cool. Um, no, as we're discussing this, when we get to Jose, I think we can try and get some general information from the locals, and hopefully try and pinpoint where the source of this plague is coming from.
Indeed.
I might have an idea of perhaps a lead for contacts wise.
Well, that sounds good, Sonny Jim. We also might want to be asking around, see if, there's been any unexplained pokings.
Yeah.
Murders?
Pokings, murders. When they unzip a man and just let all of his gooey bits fall out.
That's called eviscerating.
You learn something new every day. Personally, I just called it a zippering.
I guess with your people that would make sense. Regardless, we will be on the lookout for perhaps other pokings while we are investigating town.
No,
Uh,
go ahead.
No, he wouldn't say anything else. No, I'm good.
No. So you guys are able to make it out west. There's a lot of plains and prairies around Verone, and it only gets worse the further you go. You find yourself on a well-beaten road, large enough that carts can move past each other. Dirt for certain, though. Sun's high in the air. I want to know, how fast are you guys moving? Are you taking your time, or are you going at a more normal pace, or are you rushing there?
Probably normal pace.
Yeah, I say we take a normal pace.
All right.
Korval will defer when the other two wish to do normal.
So you begin walking, and walking, and walking, and walking. On either side of you
On
are,
the road again.
yeah, basically. On either side of you are vast fields of wildflowers and prairies, largely unkept at this point. Occasionally you'll see a small wooded area, not big enough to be called a forest. But for the most part, you just find yourselves walking. The first hour passes, the second, the third. Is there anything you're doing at this point that I should be aware of? Or are you just making your way?
Oh, I guess after a few hours, just to be, he's gonna try it. Let's see if this is, or if I can do this. Korval will, um, raise his hand as he scans around them and perform a divine sense.
Ooh. All right. Is there a role for that?
No, there's no roll. It is not. It doesn't last very long. Basically, just a few seconds. But I can
Mm-hmm.
sense anything affected by the hollow spell, and I also know the location of any celestials, fiends, undead, within. It's only 60 feet, but I'm trying to get a sense in the area.
For sure. So, you do this. You reach out with it. You feel nothing. Within 60 feet of you, it is peace. You're able to continue on your way, unless anyone else is doing anything of note.
I had a question.
Please.
Would I be able to, as long as we're just in narrative time,
Mhm.
use the unseen servant to just take notes for me?
Ooh, let me double check that spell. I like that idea.
Because it lasts an hour, but I figure I would just cast it again after an hour.
Mm-hmm. It's a first level spell. Um, yeah, you absolutely can. It does cost a first level. Oh no, it's a ritual. So yeah, if you're fine having everyone just stop for a second to let you cast it.
Yeah, we just stop every hour for 10 minutes, and as long as nobody objects.
Well, that's
The
been
first
posted.
time Korval would not. The second time Korval would.
Yeah, well,
When we do stop, Iiohab he'll just use his general survival knowledge to take a look around where we are, see if he can find any tracks, anything that looks off.
Sure, give me a survival roll.
That's wisdom, right?
Yes.
19.
Okay. You look around. With a 19, you notice that there's a surprising amount of foot traffic, not regarding people or along the road, but often crossing over the road, more so than you would expect for this area. And most of it seems to be heading towards Verone, various animals and such.
Thank you, love.
All right. Anything else? Any other conversation, or are we ready to move on?
I think we're
good.
ready to move on.
All right then.
Yep, ready to move on.
You continue on. 3 hours stretch to about 3.5 or so. And that's when you see a small village in the distance, a little off the road from where you're heading by. A sign hanging above the entrance to the otherwise walled area that reads Honey Creek. If you would like, anyone is welcome to make a history roll on this place.
I was just about to ask if this rung a bell for me. Okay.
I know it exists.
You know it exists. You've been by here on a job once. You didn't stop in. You're not sure what's going on with it. Korval.
I have a 10.
All right.
16.
Korval, you are aware that this exists as well. I'm going to say a 10 is enough to note that it is famous for its honey. You, though, Iiohab, you are a local, so to speak. Perhaps not from exactly here, but from in general, the area. And with a 16, you will note that yes, it is indeed famous for its honey, which isn't in production about now. It's also famous for turning coquette honey into healing potions, and is ruled by the Morris clan, who take care of that. That's their entire thing. Otherwise, it's a small village. It services a lot of the hamlets surrounding it, and it's a very common stop between here and Josa for those that don't want to make it all in one go.
Well,
Well, lads, how do you feel about heading into town and seeing things?
Korval, I, if this is something that we need to do related to our tasks, that's no problem to me. I just feel like we need to try and make it to our destination as quickly as we can.
I got no problem stopping here.
I guess too much haste could wear us down. Very well. We'll explore this town, see if perhaps we can find any leads here.
You make your way in. The doors are wide open. A number of people are around doing their thing. Most people don't seem too surprised. They're apparently accustomed to visitors. The village itself isn't huge. It's smaller than a town for certain. But you're able to get a pretty rapid stock of it. A number of buildings built around a town square. Some further off that are houses along the walls and such inside the village. A hill a little outside the way with a single, what appears to be a storefront built on it, but it's hard to tell in the distance. And a little further off in the opposite direction is a large manor estate.
Okay.
Iiohab is basically going to be just basically making him a general nuisance of himself, going up to people, introducing himself, asking how their day is going.
All right.
Uh, Corval is going to. Oh, Iiohab is doing that. Corval is going to try and, I guess, ask around about any recent, uh, the plague, the fungal spread, perhaps, um, and he'll also ask around for the doctor.
Okay. And what is Havenborn doing? Are you sticking with them or are you doing your own thing?
I'm gonna look for the local wizards.
Local wizards. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to skim over Iiohab for a moment, for obvious reasons. We're going to start with Korval. Go ahead and give me an investigation roll.
Oh, cool. It's no,
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
2. Not a nat 1, but it's the yeah.
You still got that sense around you, no matter how hard you try. Enough so that most people just kind of don't want to talk to you. You get a few gruffs. Yeah, the plague's bad. I should get back to harvesting. You have a good day, sir. That's from a satyr that's just not happy to be near you. A Genasi with wind that for hair. It's kind of like, I mean, if you're looking for a doctor, I'd head to Varan, that or Josa. But I mean, yeah, we don't really have an in-house doctor, and you're kind of struggling to find people. But while that's
Yep.
happening, Havenborn, I'd also like an investigation roll from you. Hey, look.
It's night and day.
2 verse 22. All right. So, you have a little more ease with this. You have that demeanor about yourself, so to speak. You find yourself talking to a gnome by the name of Ageo. Agoba. Yeah, Agaba. He's got a farmer's hat. Yeah, he's got a farmer's hat. He's got fairly simple clothing. He even has a little cat tail in his mouth. I was like, looking for wizards, huh?
Yeah, just any local Anything,
Well,
local wise?
we
Anyone who
don't.
practices the arcane?
Yeah, we don't really got ourselves any wizards, but we got something better.
Oh,
Yeah. You should go talk to Capestro. And he's gonna point towards that storefront up on the hill. Great guy. One of the best people when it comes to magic stuff. Does like alchemy and such. Very good, helpful man.
okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
he'll
Well,
outdo any wizard any day. This guy seems to have a lot of pride in his town.
I will go check this guy out then.
Yeah, you tell him Agaba sent you. All right.
Sure.
Tilt his hat and he'll move on with a skip to his step, like he did something really great here for some reason. Iiohab, I would like you to provide me a persuasion check.
$22.
Hey.
Wow, lots of twos. Two, a 22, and a 22.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're totally the same thing.
So, you're making a nuisance of yourself, introducing yourself, being kind of nice, but you have just enough charisma to squeak by, so it's not super obnoxious. It's actually a little charming. You meet a few people who are like, oh yeah, no, you should play at the, what did I name it? The Honey Bear Tavern, you know, I'm sure we'd come and listen to you, yeah, and they're generally having a good time. It's about this point where the three of you are, in your investigation and nuisance making, are able to reconcile.
Reconvene.
Yes, you come back together. Whatever the proper word for that is.
Come together. Anyways,
Well, they don't apparently have much for the way of anyone who practices the arcane here, except for one guy. I think we should maybe check him out.
that's a good enough lead. I didn't find anybody willing to talk really, and apparently they don't even have a local doctor around here that could perhaps point in the direction of the plague.
That's interesting.
Well, I did find out that there's probably a good place for us to try and get, lay low and get some information over at the Honey Bear Tavern.
Okay.
I'd say let's take a look at this alchemist first, check the tavern, and go from there.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right.
Yeah.
You're able to easily make your way up the through the village streets, up the rounding path towards the storefront. And when you get there, you'll see on top of it, it says Verdant Hill, alchemical supplies and fertilizer. There's a lot of plants outside growing happily, a nice little garden that's being tended. You see a few puppies kind of bouncing around in the flower beds a little bit and having fun. They're on leashes just to not get too far. Very friendly little things. The store is open. The lights are on inside.
Walk inside. Hello? Anyone home?
At first, you don't notice anyone as you enter this location and are hit with the smell of a little acrid, a little bitter in the air. The various scents of different brewing potions all mixed together, even with the windows open as best as they can be at this time of year. Along the shelves are rows of various potions, as well as some general goods, and along the other side are a bunch of different fertilizers in different bags. You'll hear something moving around behind the counter. You'll hear a voice shout out, "Oh, yep, I'll be up in a second. It's just a moment." And after said moment, a little fluttering of wings, about the size of what you would expect a small bird to be, lifts up a bright teal cat who will land carrying what looks like a number of parchment on a string and set it down. The individual, this what is a wonder sphinx, a rare sighting around here, will look up to you and fold its wings and say, "Welcome to my store. I don't think I've seen you before. I'm Capestro. What can I do for you?"
We're just passing through, and I was just looking to see if I could find anyone who practices in the arcane here.
As he says that, Korval is just like, "This is you said a rare sight."
It's a rarer sight. It probably isn't the first one you've seen in general, but it's also not something you see every day.
Yes, Korval's like, "Huh, I do not see your kind very often. It is good to meet you." Yes, as the companion has said, you're looking for people and for information.
Oh, well, I don't know what information I can give you, but I'm happy to talk. You said you're looking for someone who practices the arcane. That isn't me directly, but I do practice alchemy. What do you need? Maybe I can assist you.
Well, looking for anything related to the plague that's been going on recently, and was wondering if you might know you might know of something that could be causing it.
Any leads could be appreciated.
Um, there's a moment where he pauses, and in that moment, I would like insight rolls from the three of you.
I scoff at
Oh,
your insight roll.
look at that.
Nat 20,
Nat
very nice.
20.
Yeah.
Forgot an E, Mr. Human.
Two L's in roll.
Oh yeah, you're right. Wow, he misspelled it, then I misspelled it. It
Wow.
must run in the family.
No, you didn't misspell it. You just chose the different spelling.
Wow.
So as this is happening, you notice Korval and Iiohab that there is a very old dog that's kind of dragged itself over to sniff at your feet and kind of rub up against you for attention, which draws your attention away from this cat. David, you'll notice that he seems to be contemplating you before he says, "Well, what we know is it is fungal in nature. It is spreading oddly. And it is unfortunate. Why do you ask? But you will also notice with that nat 20, this man is sussing you out. He's taking his time to study you and trying to figure you out rather than coming clean with everything."
Well, we have been tasked by the lord of these lands to help with combat the threat that the plague and the other horrors that are stalking the land are currently doing. So we figured we'd start with the plague first, try to figure that out.
Narrows his
As
eyes and it pops up his
as I'm
chest a
saying
little
this,
bit.
I'm kind of looking him over, trying to watch for, specifically watching for any sort of like casting.
Mm. You'll notice that he kind of narrows his eyes a little bit. He puffs up his chest, fur sticking out. Not just on the chest, not hostilely, but kind of studying you in return. Doesn't seem that he's doing any casting. But he will ask, "And what proof do you have that the king has entrusted you three, good sirs, or sorry, the king, the lord, has entrusted you three, good sirs, with this important mission?"
I will raise the pocket watch.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll, and you can take advantage on this because this individual, I think, understands the arcane and what he's looking at. Double 15. He'll nod slowly. He'll contemplate you for a moment. Then his attention shifts to the dog, and he goes, "Missy, Missy, don't bother our guests." And she continues to try to love up on Korval and Iiohab. And I'll look back. "I'm sorry, my dog. I love them, but they are so affectionate sometimes." All right. I will admit, I and many of the other locals here who have any touching or inkling of arcane magic, have been attempting our own investigations. A druid from the Old Stones actually dropped something off for me to study recently. If you would, considering your duty, I feel comfortable in showing you what it is I'm working on. Though perhaps some caution should be used. Mr. Strawman, I would ask that you not get too close to it, as we don't fully understand what we're dealing with yet.
It can be understandable. And he'll actually doff his hat and say in Sylvan, Master Fluttercat, I must ask, are there any unsolved murders that have happened in the area recently?
Unsolved murders.
Does he respond in Sylvan or in Common?
I think he is professional enough to respond in common. He'll say, the first part he'll say, in Sylvan, unsolved murders. And then he'll switch back to common. There's been a number of accidents, and there have been a number of disappearances. We're not fully certain as to what. Most of them are happening further west, though.
Anything involving red straw?
Red straw. How so?
Yes, red straw packed into the wounds.
He'll look between the two of you, specifically Iiohab and Lieutenant Havenborn. He'll nod, and he'll flutter up into the air, hovering there a moment, and then gently move towards the door that does not have a... it does have a handle, but it's a latch handle that he can come down and with his paw push on. And it seems to be light enough that he can move it forward. It's like, "Follow me," as he enters into his back room. And then
We'll follow.
down a staircase that turns a little sharply into the hill, into his basement. It's very dark here at first, though a moment later there is a sudden bright light as a gas lamp is lit. It takes a moment to tell what you're looking at, but there seems to be a table laid out with what looks like a scarecrow on the table itself. Some druids of Old Stone were able to track it down, brought it in. They said it ripped open a young minotaur and stuffed her full of straw. Mr. Strawman, I had asked that you keep your distance. The straw seems to be infected with a fungal component that we are not certain how contagious it might be as of yet.
Oh, I'm fairly familiar with it. As I was journeying down to town, I came across one of these beasties. Nearly tore me in half.
I don't blame you.
DM,
Mm-hmm.
I am assuming I recognize these fungals.
I'd like you to give me a perception check.
No kind of advantage from what I was experiencing before.
You know what? I will take that. Yeah, go ahead and take an advantage, specifically because you noticed it off of particular individuals.
Okay. Perception. Nat 20.
Nice.
Thank good, because otherwise I'd been a 10.
Oh my lord. You look over it, and as the three of you are able to see this, it looks almost like a straw man, except not quite. It's got less hay in it. It has a stuffed shirt and pants and some wood that makes up what could be a spinal cord. A head that's made out of a pumpkin that's currently got nothing going on inside of it, no light, no nothing. But it has less in the way of the straw and hay inside. It has, for its fingers, it seems to be made out of broken knife blades and rusty nails. Most notably, though, there is a fungus on much of the straw that does exist. If you had to say, this would look like a straw man if a straw man was raised by nature, but nature was evil. This is a parody of what a straw man is. And Korval, yes, you absolutely recognize the fungus. You recognize it growing on a particular young woman that you had to leave behind suffering. You recognize the bizarreness of it as it clings. And Iiohab, you absolutely recognize this as the same fungus you had to deal with. And the last straw folk.
Master Fluttercat, I have to ask. This fell beastie of nature gone wrong. How was it killed?
I did not ask the specifics. It was delivered. They simply told me to see if I could discern anything about it from what we have here that they couldn't with their druidic magics. I did not ask further, but I can tell you now that that fungus is the same fungus that is dwelling upon the crops. It is the fungal plague that is plaguing our land.
Friends, gentle cat, we need to destroy it now.
Before we do that, do you mind if I take a look at something here?
I would not recommend it. As I said, I fought one of these things, and it started to grow back.
I'm
As,
not
lo-
saying not to destroy it. Can I get 10 minutes with it?
Feel
as
free,
long as
just
you don't
be careful.
do not touch it. I have
Yep,
seen what it does to the body.
DM, I'm just gonna step within 30 feet of it
Mm-hmm. Very easy to do.
and and use ritualistic detect magic.
Ooh, I like that. Let me see what you get off of detect magic. Do you want to describe what your detect magic looks like as you sit down to cast the ritual?
I would just kind of like hold up my hand and concentrate as silver spectral rays kind of shoot out and kind of like scans over it.
Okay. Your detect magic, as you process this, reaches out You see some things. You pick up the aura of the various magical and chemical compounds, both being kept off to the side as a store and other also upstairs. You pick up the faint traces of magic on the cat's wings. You pick up some other magical tools here and there, keen to an alchemist art. But what grabs you the most, what isn't what's there, but what isn't. There is no magic on the Scarecrow, not even residual. And that is odd. So while
So
while
okay.
Havenborn is casting this ritual, Capestro will turn to look at Korval and Iiohab and say, "You said that you fought one of these and it regrew."
Oh, aye, until I decided to kill it with fire.
Mm. And you also fought this? Is this how you know specifically not to touch it? It sounds like you have experience with these scarecrows. She says to Korval.
Not with the scarecrows, but I've seen some patches of it, and I saw what it did to a friend of mine who wandered into the patches.
What do you mean patches?
I saw some patches of fungal growth along my travels that match what is I am seeing here.
And what was... You say it affected somebody else that wasn't a scarecrow?
That is correct. I saw it affect a tiefling.
What were the effects? What did it do? And as he does this, a mage hand will appear and he'll begin trying to write notes with it.
Um, and Korval will describe the merging of the fungus and mushroom and flesh.
And this wasn't on a straw folk. This was on a mammalian tiefling.
That is correct.
Mm. He's gonna look at that. He looks much less comfortable having it here now. And you said this was from a patch because this is all over the fields.
The fact that it has spread so fast, so rapidly, is concerning. I feel like it has to be some kind of directed will.
Oh. We're gonna say about this moment. Havenborn, you finish your ritual, you get your information. Feel free to rejoin.
Um, I'm actually going to uh, cast Firebolt
Okay.
aimed at the straw.
A flash of flame, and the entire place is lit up with flame as this scarecrow catches rapidly, burns through. Thankfully, the table it's on is made out of metal. The sake for various alchemical mixtures, you don't want to have a wooden substance if you can help it, just in case you
I,
have a spill.
I actually cast Ray of Frost to put out the flames.
You do. You let it burn for a moment and then put out the flames, and it smells a little smoky in here. There is a little smoke in here. But all that remains of the scarecrow and the attached fungus is ash. It's been destroyed.
Oh, I'll turn to those and I'll be like, so that thing had no magic on it whatsoever.
That was my findings as well with my tinctures. It's odd.
That makes
right?
it even worse.
That makes it even that makes it interesting since if it was similar to yourself, there should be residual magic on it somehow from something.
Mm-hmm. Truly is odd. It also concerns me because if we add that with what Mr. Korval, I believe you said your name was,
That is correct.
with
Korval.
what you provided, we had thought that this was perhaps originally the birthing uh, of a straw man gone wrong by the affected hay used in its creation. But if it can affect on touch, if it can affect anything, I mean, it could have been a straw man. It could be that the nature of the straw man just makes it easier for them to be infected. So much speculation, not enough answers.
Indeed.
We need to travel further. We need to try and see if we can find a more direct source.
You said you got this from Druids of the Old Stone?
Mm-hmm. They have
Um,
the Old Stones is located. Their enclave is located a few miles outside of Josa.
Maybe
I
we should
believe.
pay them a visit and see if they can provide us with some answers as well.
I believe
Agreed,
that is
because
a
there
good
should have
idea.
at least been some druidic magic on this thing.
Yeah, there was nothing.
Yes. No, I agree. This is not good. The sooner we can get some information, the better.
Indeed.
All right. Well, you go on your way. I have some samples that I'm keeping under lock and key that I'm studying, and I'll let you know. Stop by again. I'll let you know whatever I find.
Thank you for
Very
your
good.
help in this.
It
Of
is much
course.
appreciated. Please take
It's
care.
appreciated. We will also let the Lord know of your help in this as well.
Oh, I appreciate that, but at the end of the day, it's just what we who have should do for those that don't. And he'll lead you back upstairs.
Good.
As we're going to be like, even if all he does is offers thanks, that is usually enough for most people.
Well, thank you. As you reach the
Uh,
shop front again, go ahead, Iiohab.
oh, before Iiohab will walk out the door, he'll just turn again, flourish his hat, and bow very low and say, Master Fluttercat, it was a pleasure to make your acquaintance and to see one so learned trying to help those that cannot help themselves.
Likewise, I wish you best on your journey, and in fact, he will pull a few bottles out, add it to a bag, and carefully wrap it before handing it to whoever wants to take it. He says,
Oh,
Corval will reach out and
okay.
grab it carefully.
these are 2 potions of lesser restoration. Well, it's made with, as a side business that I work on with the Morrises using their cat honey. I don't know if it'll affect a disease such as this, as we don't know its nature. But in case something happens, I'd rather you have them in your investigations than not.
It's appreciated. Thank you very much. Um, Corval will actually take the potions and hand one each to Iiohab and Daniel.
Okay. Go ahead and mark down that Iiohab and Daniel each have one potion of lesser restoration.
I have. I hope that some of my own means are going to be just as effective. It is better for you two to have these potions for now.
Um, before we leave, I'm going to ask,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any components to make healing potion?
Oh yes, we have those on lock and stand. The Morrises are the ones that have that the best set up. But they make good deal on. Wow, I cannot talk today. I apologize. Cotton mouth. Um, Capestro says this. They have that unlocking key, but they do. I do sell them here if you're interested.
Sure. How much?
That is. So I take a quick look.
I believe it's 50 for a basic.
Yeah, me too. Typically,
Yes,
but I can't
it is.
recall.
It is 50 gold for a simple potion of healing.
There it is. Yeah. So say, yeah, it'll be about 50 gold. I'll give you guys a discount considering you're doing the Lord's work. We'll say 45.
Out of character, not much of a discount.
Korval, that is a generous discount. Unfortunately, I believe we might need to hold off on those for now.
For sure, I understand. There's only so much I can go down on those ones since it's direct from the Morris clan, and I'm not the one that makes them, so.
Indeed,
Of
it's
course.
what I was looking for the materials.
Oh, the materials. That's
Yes, I can
possible.
make them. I just need the materials. Is all.
Oh, of course. Let's see. And he's actually going to flutter about on this one. And start gathering up a few different they're a variety of things. In return, be like, all right, so we have the Coquette honey that we sell. It's very good for eating. I strongly recommend it. If you ever stop by the Honey Bear Tavern, the honey cakes are some of the best you'll find in all of Meralta. Then, of course, we have, and he'll start going down the list of additional ingredients that go with this variety of potion to be used. He says, so with that, these actually only cost about 25 total.
Sure, I'll buy the materials.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, how much do you want to buy? Basically, you have enough to make one potion for every 25 you spend, since you're doing the labor.
I'll just buy the one.
Okay. He'll get you all packaged up, ready to go.
Okay.
Anything else I can do, y'all? For?
I believe we have everything and a good lead to go off of. We appreciate your time.
All right. Well, good luck out there.
And to you
Thank
as well.
All right. You step back out. It's late afternoon. The sun hasn't begun setting yet.
I know we can perhaps spend the night here if we want to, but at the same time, I would like to bring up the uh, option to continue on our way to make up as much time as possible.
I can get behind this idea. I do believe that
Though
we
there
need
is the
to get.
tavern you did mention.
Well, I did mention the tavern only as a way of getting some additional information. However, yon Master Fluttercat did manage to give us actually a good lead on where we should be going, and that's to the Standing Stones.
Yeah. I think we should head there.
Seems we are in agreement then. Let us head that way.
You make your way out. And you find yourself taken to the road again.
On
Okay.
the road again.
As Honey Creek drifts into the background, you find yourself returning to the same prairied, rather boring surroundings that you had. Things get quiet quickly, except for the sounds of bug life moving around or the occasional fluttering bird. You do notice that Honey Creek itself, the actual creek, is running alongside the road. It is taking a little closer or a little further out at different areas. Are you moving slow, fast, or normal?
I get a brisker pace this time.
I'd
Agreed.
say, yeah, probably a brisker
We
pace this
have,
time.
we
We
have
we
Korval lead now.
and since Corval has confirmed what it is, then he is going to be pushing to go faster.
All right. So you make your way a little faster. I would like everybody, as you head down here, as the sun starts to dip in the sky, I'd like you to make perception rolls. And because you're moving so fast, I'm going to actually ask that these are done at disadvantage.
Yep.
Oh god. Can I just
It
use my
is.
passive?
Can you use your what?
Can I use my passive?
What's your passive?
13.
Oh shit, yeah, that's right. You guys have passive perceptions. I forgot that was a
We have
thing.
passive perceptions, yeah.
Yeah, you guys
Did
don't need
you?
to roll. I completely forgot that existed. That's good. That's good to know. Okay, I apologize. We're gonna ignore those rolls, and we're gonna use your passives.
Okay, good.
What is everybody's passive?
I do want to see what I would have rolled. Ah, it doesn't. I would have actually rolled nicely. Fuck you. Passive perception for me is 11.
Okay.
No, 11.
11, 11, and you said 13, Havenborn?
Yep.
Havenborn, you're the only one who notices it as you're making your way down the road. You look over towards one of the scarecrows that are out in a largely unkempt field. You're seeing more fields now planted further away since you're closer to the proper farmland areas. There's something wrong with it. Takes a moment. Oh, go ahead.
I'll stop the group and I'll be like, there's something wrong with that scarecrow.
Where?
I'll point it out to everyone else.
Corval will unfurl his spear at the mention of that as he looks in that direction.
How far away is it?
Brisk walk.
You know why I'm asking that, Mrs. Human.
Sure.
How far away is it?
It looks in range of your attack.
You see him just kind of take a stance and then raise his finger. And a green pumpkin head will appear at his fingertips, or his fingertip, and shoot at the scarecrow.
All right. Make your attack roll. You will have advantage on this.
$17.
Yeah, you definitely hit. You don't need to roll damage. What exactly does the pumpkin explode? Well, does it just hit?
Eldritch Blast.
Yes.
It hits it straight on, and it just kind of like, a burst of force.
Absolutely. So it strikes, and you see a red mist fill the air where the scarecrow once was.
Okay.
So that should not have turned into red mist.
Yeah, that definitely seems odd.
Hey,
As you-
Korval, go look at that. Go poke it with your spear.
Korval gets as he starts to move that way. I'm going to use another point of my divine sense.
Please do. Yes, you can do
So
that. It's not a roll; it's a thing.
yes, it is.
As you start to take a step into the farmland, you pick up three notable fiends within. Well, it's an overgrown field at this point with a dilapidated farmhouse at the far end. Long forgotten farm. But they're in the field. Moreover, you pick up minor traces of this fiendish aura throughout the wheat around you.
Okay. I will just call over multiple fiends. Be careful.
With that, I would actually like us to roll initiative.
Yep.
Just to give you a heads up, I've got about 15
20.
minutes.
Yep. It may end up being one where we have to pause this and pick it back up on Tuesday, but 9:30 is our hard off for the actual game, and then the last 30 minutes is us just chatting and figuring stuff out.
Yep, I just wanted to remind you.
I appreciate that. No, it's cool.
What is mine?
12. Oh, that is unfortunate there.
I am last.
Yeah, you
Havenborn,
are.
that is unfortunate.
Why?
Havenborn got a nat 20.
I know, that's why I'm saying it's unfortunate, because it's a nat 20 wasted on initiative.
I don't think so.
I mean,
It's a
so,
higher
hey,
number.
yeah, he gets to go first, as opposed to a plastic one.
All right, you're sorted. Havenborn, with the knowledge that there is something out there in this field, at least 3 targets, what do you do?
I'm going to activate Blade Song.
Beautiful. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, that should be good.
All right.
Oh, no, I am gonna pull my pistol and sword.
Absolutely. So you've armed yourself and you're ready. Korval, you're the closest to the field.
Yes, I am.
You hear and feel with your divine sense the sudden skitter scutter of something in the weeds, moving quickly and erratically until suddenly it bursts out, a humanoid shape that is walking as though it was a four-legged creature bursting in a pounce towards you. It takes a moment, but you're not surprised to see that it appears to have been a scarecrow at one point, with rusty nails for claws and mottled and fungal covered hay throughout its body as it attempts to strike at you.
Cool.
Right. Will a 6 hit you?
Not a chance.
All right. It swings
That's-
down. Your divine sense is enough for you to just step out of the way without even caring.
Yep. Don't even have to glance it off my shield.
Iiohab, you're up. Oh,
Do I have any sort of inkling as to where they're going to be coming from.
The field. You see one.
I mean, where in the field? Do I see the wheat parting? Do I see anything like that?
Give me a. We're gonna say an perception check as you look for this.
$10.
You see that the wheat itself is moving in a general forward attack, but the only one you're really able to make out is the one that jumped at Korval.
All right, let me check something. Okay. I move so that I am next to Korval, who was the one that got attacked, correct?
Yep, absolutely.
I move so that I'm next to him, and then kind of angle my body so that I'm going to hit on the very edge of a 30-foot cone the one that attacked him, and then pointing out into the fields.
Okay. Okay, I like that. Go ahead.
I'm also burning a meta magic point.
Love it.
Anything in that 30-foot cone must now make a dexterity saving throw, DC 12.
All right, let's do it. Okay, one absolutely saves. That is unfortunately the one near Korval. Number 2 does not. Number 3 does save. You got 1.
Okay. Okay. Let me figure out what the damage is.
Oh my. I'm not sure how well these signs are going to work.
We'll get it all figured out eventually.
Yeah, a lot of this is the fun of experimenting.
It's true.
All right, so the one that failed takes a full 12 damage, or 12 force damage, and is blinded until the end of its next turn.
Ooh.
The other 2 just take 6 damage.
All right, let me do some quick math. So you said a full 12. And this was force?
That is correct.
All right.
Behold, spray of cards.
And I am noting that he is blinded. All right. Very nice. And you know what? As much as I like these signs, I don't think they're going to work for us right now. Sometimes that happens. We will figure something better out for next time.
Sounds good.
For now, though, you have 2 more scarecrows that are all looking at Korval, or at least one that currently is. The other one is blinded. Let's see. I believe that's disadvantage. Yes.
I realized that Blade Song is only a bonus action.
Oh, beautiful. We'll circle back and say
So-
you said you held your action then after this attack.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Can I just say I held my action until something happened?
Yep, that's perfectly fine by me. All right. So it has disadvantage as it attempts to attack Korval, because these are pretty single-minded creatures.
Yep.
Oh, good thing it had disadvantage. Will 13 hit you?
No, a 13 will not hit me.
Okay. So Havenborn, what were you gonna do with your held action?
Seeing only one of them's popped out, right?
Only one has popped out fully, yes. No,
Well,
second
no,
one
there's two
just
now.
did, actually. The second one just
Yeah.
popped out in the same manner, reaching out to try to attack Korval, but this one is seeming to grasp at nothing. There's, like, magical cards in its eyes, like, embedded where the eyes should be, that's struggling to let it see.
That one I will hit with a. I'm gonna shoot it.
Go ahead and shoot. You have advantage on attacks against this one.
15.
15 is enough.
Havenborn.
Yeah.
Next time, just put ADV at the end of your string there, and it'll automatically roll both at the same time.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yep. Make sure you put a space between the numbers and ADV, and you'll be fine.
Okay.
You pull the
12.
you pull the trigger. There's a ear-shattering boom that those who aren't familiar with much firearms might be startled by for a moment. And this particular scarecrow's head explodes. It collapses to the ground, motionless.
Cool.
All right. The last scarecrow will burst out, still attacking Korval.
As it does.
Will a 20 hit you?
No, because I pop shield.
Ah, nice.
Nice.
Would you like to describe that?
Yes. So as this scarecrow thing lunges, and is able to lunge, what appears to it is able to just lunge right under my shield and bypass it. When suddenly there is this flash of black energy for the blink of an eye that seems to cascade out around the shield, making it appear wider, and the creature just bounces off the shield, off of that black energy before the split second later it's gone.
Mm. It does, and it stumbles back a little bit more into the long grass. The two stare you down as you look back, prepared and ready. And that is where we're going to end our game tonight, as we are at the
Oh,
end of our
don't have
session.
my okay.
Yeah. I have to work.
That is fair. I just was like, I don't get a turn. Damn it.
Oh, wait, shit, yeah, you do. We have enough time for you to take
Oh,
your
yeah.
turn. Korval, I thought the shield was your turn. I'm that bad of a DM. Go ahead. What would you like to do?
It's a reaction.
That's fair. Yes, it
Mhm.
is. So real quick, since we only have time, is there any way I can get into flanking with the one that's next to me and Iiohab?
Yeah, I think you could.
Cool. I'm still in the range of the other one, obviously,
Mhm.
because they're both on me, but I'm going to try and get into the flanking as I stab my spear down into its fucking skull.
Love it.
So let's go ahead.
pop this here. Plastic 20.
Plastic 20 will do it.
Cool. So that is the first damage. 10 points of damage.
Beautiful. This one looks a little hardier, as I tend to roll HP separately for them.
Mhm.
But you strike, and you take out a good chunk of the hay inside its body with the piercing strike.
Cool. Is it still up?
Oh, yes.
Perfect. My bonus action is as I stab down, I whirl, and the spiked blunt end of the spear is going to come upward to crack into it from down below. Unfortunately, that's only a 9 because I rolled double 4s.
Ooh, that is not enough, unfortunately.
Unfortunate.
It pulls itself off of your spear, not too bothered, and as it comes up, it just kind of... It doesn't move the way a person should move, even the way a straw man should move. It just kind of twists back and rotates freely along the wooden spine, and as it steps back into the grass, it looks at the three of you, along with its friend, in a predatory stance, as you back in our first combat. That will be the end of our first session. Yay!
Perfect. Yay!
We'll pick up next Tuesday. We will go ahead and be picking up where we left off and continuing on. And at this point, the time is just for us to chat and hang out a little bit before we head off to bed.
Yep. Oh no, I had a lot of fun. I know you
Glad.
got to get going here, Havenborn, but I'm glad everybody could make it today.
This was a lot of fun. I've actually been looking forward to this all day.
Same.
I was
Same
only
here.
having a absolute panic attack at work. Just like, oh god, I gotta do this on stream. What the hell? Why did I decide
Yeah,
to do this?
we're getting back in the swing of things. It's been a while since you. I know, I got you.
Yeah, I had a blast though. Thank you guys for showing up, and thank you, chat, for swinging in and hanging out with us. Much appreciated. Oh,
I agree. I do appreciate it, chat. Thank you for joining us on our inaugural stream of D&D. It has actually been something that I was hoping we would be able to do for a while.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to more.
I'm glad.
Likewise.
Well,
Any
I have
theories?
to.
Any ideas?
I've got plenty. Plenty.
I want to share right yet.
Yeah,
Fair
that's
enough.
true.
Oh,
Don't
you
want to
don't want.
give you any more ideas.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
ask. All right. Well then, how about we find someone to raid, and then we will head out.
Well,
Sounds.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah, thanks for
See
showing
you
up, and
later.
we'll catch you later. All right, let's take a quick look at Twitch and see who's around that we can do a quick raid on. See about making someone's day. And then, yeah.
But no, that was a lot of fun, and thank you for running.
I also had a blast.
Also, I realized the sheet I sent you still had another error that I forgot to update, so I will get that update to you.
I appreciate that. Well, let's see. Let's hit up Chris Guy. We're gonna jump in there. Start the raid. I believe it's /raid. Chris Guy. Alright. It looks like they're playing Z to A, so we can go hang out with that. But again, thank you, chat, for joining us. We'll catch you next Tuesday in the continuation and go from there. Take care, everybody. And we have rated